Yeah, that's pretty much the meta as far as we have one right now.
Yeah, the only divergence we might see is towards the end. They might go do what Cypher did his match against Colonel Fatso. He tended to favor going to Woodman 6th rather than Metalman 6th. I mean,
we've seen a couple of those matches happen. Yeah, where they just prefer going Woodman or Metalman, and it doesn't really matter that much. I think in terms of time, I think it's
really.
Personal preference.
It's more about execution with some of the strats that you'd be doing if you go wood ahead of metal. But it's largely inconsequential, especially with runners at this stage of the tournament. So, Zoda taking a slight safety strat to help keep his health above half. So, execution by VonRufiou pretty much on point. No unexpected damage. Damage inflicted. He's to Flashman first. Zoda is about a second, maybe 2 seconds behind.
Yeah, and the reason people want their health over half is because Flashman just applies the Goomba strats. He just runs into you, dealing damage, and should he get his weapon off, he'll basically get a free shot on you.
Yeah.
And it's not likely that he'll kill you, but he's deceptively dangerous. And if you don't trust me, ask Sinister. He died twice to Flashman.
And the idea is you want to stay as close as you can to Flashman and just hit him at point-blank range. And that is great, but it invites the possibility you'll be receiving some serious damage. So you want to get rid of Flashman before he gets his flash attack off, and both runners were successful in that.
Yeah, it doesn't help that Flashman's stage is very much in his favor with the plateaus. In the refights, you just have one flat stage, and dodging him is incredibly easy.
Right.
But for the first fight, just no.
Yeah, and it's also fairly academic as far as difficulty, just because you're going to have metal blades at that point. You can just slice through them in like 6 hits. So first kind of skip of the game, the fadeaway. VonRufiou and Zoda both miss. It saves a couple of seconds if executed correctly. Hope for better luck in game 2. And so now they're going to do the first major skip here. Use item 3, clip into the wall. Zoda's successful, and so is VonRufiou.
Zoda pulling ahead with that.
Yeah, by about maybe half a second at this point. We'll see how Heatman treats them, because that's a lot of RNG based on how quickly he charges at you. It could be 30, 60, or 90 frames. You're open for a lot of 30s, but sometimes Heatman does not oblige. Zoda using...
Ooh, that was I'm pretty sure he should have taken a hit there, but yeah, Nintendo hitboxes were not...
Yeah, he knows exactly how far to take it without getting hit.
Oh yeah, that was calculated.
Of course. So, Heatman's underway. Some bullfighter strats from our runners. Zoda's taking a more kind of aggressive approach, and VonRufiou's having a little trouble. He's already been hit twice, once body and once by the flames.
Yeah, as far as RNG bosses go, Heatman is the de facto RNG boss of this game.
Yeah.
He gets invulnerability frames of about half a second, 1 second, or a second and a half.
Right.
And he can completely upset who's in the lead.
Yeah. So Zoda didn't have a whole lot of trouble. VonRufiou had a little more trouble. He got hit 3 times, but was able to pull through and clear it out. But Zoda's taken about 4-second lead at this point. But be interested to see how they handle Airman, because the reason you do Heatman instead of Airman second is because you can use item 1 to get across the chasm in the first half of the stage, and it saves time, but it's extremely risky. because one wrong move or one unintended damage boost and you're done.
And now we're off to one of the more visually impressive stages to speed run through, Airman stage.
Right.
Where players will be utilizing the flash stopper, I think it's called, or time stopper.
I think it's time stopper.
And item 1. And
right.
Yeah, I've been told by speedrunners it's not as difficult to do as it looks, but that doesn't mean it still doesn't look impressive when you see this.
Yeah, it's like, this is I think my 10th or 11th match that I've done in this tournament, and I think I've finally gotten over the sensation of my heart in my throat watching this.
Just those jumps on the edges of the platform, man.
It's amazing how remarkably consistent they are in execution. As you say, it may not look that difficult, but that doesn't mean, the margin for error is pretty much non-existent in this. It's pure execution, but they really have a handle on it. Nice bird despawn from Zoda. Rufio's going to set it up as well. Nicely done. So Zoda's into the Airman arena at about 618. Probably going to end up with about a 640 or so opening after the first 3 bosses. Let's see.
Yeah, Rufio about 13 seconds behind.
Another boss depended on RNG with his tornadoes, but Zoda didn't have any problems. So 638 for Zoda. Rufio 645. So 7-second difference through 3 bosses. That's very good.
Yeah, Rufio got a good pattern there. Like he made up a lot of time.
Yeah, Zoda's pattern wasn't that bad either, but maybe I think that first set of tornadoes might have slowed him down just a little bit, but it's largely kind of relevant. But so we're going to get ready to do Clashman stage, and it'll be interesting to see which item 1 skip they do. Are they going to go for the more challenging but faster one, or are they going to play a little safer? I imagine Zoda's going to go for the first one here. Yep. Set up.
And this will be the first screen wrap of the game. Okay, Pro, are you able to explain what a screen wrap is exactly?
It is a little challenging for me to explain, but basically they're just clipping into the game and then setting it up in such a way that allows them to skip about half the stage. They do it again in Woodman's stage. And it's one of those things where, again, they've pretty much figured it out. And the execution is fairly rote, but, it's also very impressive to see, especially seeing how consistent they are. And now we begin the eternal climb, using item 3 to kind of boost their way up there.
Zoda having a very solid climb there.
Mm-hmm. Rufio doing pretty well on his own. So Zoda's probably going to lure Clashman over with a shot to the left. Nope. It's going to just run right at him. Some runners have taken to just pointing their Airman attack to the left to draw him over and then just barrage him. Zoda just went in and got a quick double. Let's see what VonRufiou does. Okay, there's the lure, and got a little caught in the corner there, but makes it work. So both of them halfway home on the Robot Master. So Zoda's, as expected, going to Quickman 5th.
And the fun thing about Crashman is he can be completely manipulated. Him and Metalman are, I believe, the only bosses that will never do anything if the player doesn't do anything. If you enter a stage and just stand there and not attack or jump or anything, he will just walk from left to right and he will never fire a shot.
Yeah.
So that really helps setting up the quote-unquote quick kill against him.
Zoda that cleanly executes the item 1 skip and turns on a time stopper to get through the next section here. See if he... I don't think he took the extra life at the start. I'm interested to see if he takes the one right now at this descent. Nope.
Does he need to pick up an extra life at some point?
It's more of an insurance play than anything else. Because you're burning 2 lives doing the screen wraps for Clash and for Woodman. So if you make another mistake, it's game over. So having a little trouble sliding across to the transition screen, but finally gets through. So see how Rufiou's about 10 seconds behind. So quick man, the main thing is just don't miss with your clash bombs, and if you do miss, lure him to the wall or wherever the clash bomb hits, and just make sure you get him in the blast radius, because sometimes you get lucky and get double damage. Zoda didn't have any problems. He was 7 for 7. Rufiou's got to be a little... Ooh.
Yeah, that's... yeah, that was a very aggressive quick man there. He was not out to take a prisoner.
And his health was pretty low to start with anyways, so having a little trouble with the first item 1 skip in Metal Man. So Rufiou's going to have to play half this... Okay, so
yeah, he
burns through... Luckily it's 2 damage even with the Buster, but, that's still a time sink. But nice second fight. So Rufiou, he's got a slight problem here because
he's short of life now.
He's short of life. That's why I hypothesized that maybe one of them would go for the free life at the start of Quick Man, because again, insurance, or when you're doing the descent past the bars, you can't just get in there quickly enough.
I don't know if Rufiou picked up an extra life though.
He's got an extra life, so
okay.
So he's fine. Otherwise, he might have adjusted his strats, but he's going to Woodman 6. Zoda just finished off Metal Man. They're actually going to be on the same stage, but Zoda is going to be almost about 3/4 of a stage ahead.
Rufiou not going for the dog skips, instead just opting for the slower but, a bit more secure route after using the flash stopper.
So long as you get to the end before the 3rd dog appears, you're fine. And you use the little clips to make it possible. So VonRufiou setting up the good wood skip.
And he got it.
Looks like it, yeah.
The first time I saw this happening, I really thought like the game had broken or something.
in a sense, it was. Looks like he's got this. He's having a little trouble. Getting the execution right. I might have to do it again. Yeah, he didn't do it right.
No, he went the wrong way.
No. So
that's bad. Behind a lot.
That's a serious problem. He's out of lives.
He can't do this. He needs to just take the casual route now.
Does he realize that, or
he doesn't realize that? He will take a death when he finishes this, and it'll cause him a game over.
Okay, I think he did realize, and he was just looking for a quick way out. And apparently, this is faster than just going up the ladder and going off the ledge. So Zoda is already at Woodman.
Is this really faster than just completing it normally? I don't think it is.
Well, the problem VonRufiou has that Zoda does not have is VonRufiou went to choosing the 6th, so he doesn't have Metal Blades, and Metal Blades can just gun through a lot of these enemies really quickly.
Yeah, at this point, Rufiou is 2 stages behind.
More or less, yeah, pretty much. It's about a stage and a half. He's about a stage and a half behind. as Zoda gets ready to do the 8th Robot Master, Bubble Man.
Don't worry, people. It's not your stream. It's not Twitch. It's just OBS and other programs really don't like this level of Mega Man.
Yeah.
And it's just a start, so no worries.
Okay, so Zoda, most runners I've seen use item 2 to get across. Zoda opting for item 1. I think he's going to go for an item 2 skip at the end, towards the end here, to save a few seconds. So,
and Rufiou getting the good skip this time.
So that's not, it's good to see, but he is in a bit of a hole right now.
Yeah, at this moment, it is Zoda's race to lose right now. Like, he can mess up once and he'll still be significantly in the lead. So if Zoda is consistent with his play right now, he should have this in the bag, like already. But you know, there's still a lot of sips happening, and there's still a lot of stuff that can go wrong.
Yeah. You know, even the top seed, Cypher, he lost a game against Colonel Fatso because of a mistake in Wily 5. So anything can happen. So Zoda playing a little safe with Bubble Man. He's done with Robot Masters at 16:21. Very good time.
And keep in mind, even if Rufiou were to lose this one, it's still a best of 3. So there's still plenty of chances for him to, you know, take the next victory should he need it. So
possible, and we've seen a couple of these early round matches have gone to 3 games, including a few you probably wouldn't have necessarily expected. But this game is not especially forgiving with mistakes, especially in the end game. Speaking of which, Zoda's about to start Wily 1. Rufiou is just getting started with Metal Man. Should be a pretty quick fight.
Yeah, Metal Man is also one of those robots that he is programmed to respond every time you press a button, especially the attack button or when you walk too close to him. If you hold the attack button down with the quick boomerang equipped, the game doesn't register it as an attack, so Metal Man just doesn't respond to being hit unless you come too close to him, in which case he'll jump over.
If you cross like that halfway mark, then he will attack you. Zoda, I think, was trying to set up that first vertical skip, but didn't quite get what he was looking for.
That's a nice little zip.
Like, yeah, forget it, I'll just go forward. So, see how he does with vertical number 2 coming up.
Rufiou using item 1 for this time?
Okay. I think he's also going to try that item 2 skip Zoda was going to try, and I saw him, Rufiou, practicing it before the match started, and trying to get the setup right. So we'll see if that works for him. It saves a couple of seconds, like I said. Zoda did not go for vertical skip number 2. He's got quick boomerang set up.
That's an interesting setup, yeah.
For the dragon.
And it's a good setup, just starting at... Ooh, did he jump? No, he did it. Yeah, if you stand on the center block and you attack and then you drop to the lower block, you can kind of manipulate the dragon into moving downwards before attacking, in which case he usually dies before he gets an attack off.
And it was great matching by Zoda. He just really gunned through that.
Oh, yeah.
Through his boomerangs. Never gave him a chance. So, Rufiou is about to start the Bubble Man fight. Should be pretty simple. 2 bubbles.
Zoda getting up the zip here. And...
very nice.
Yep, got it.
So, Rufiou finishes the 8 Robot Masters at 19:20, so he's about 3 minutes behind, almost exactly 3 minutes behind Zoda going into Wily 1. Zoda is about the halfway point of Wily 2, so it's about a stage and a half ahead. Wood shield to get through the this tight corridor. He's trying to avoid any item or health drops. Got a health drop.
Yeah, and a big one.
Not unwelcome, but he shouldn't have any problems with toasters. No, at the end of Wily 2 here. So as I keep forgetting to do this, I'm going to remember to do this now. For Wily 3, get your predictions in on how many fishies are we going to see in the stage. See anywhere from 0 to 4. Get your predictions in now.
I'm gonna say one fish.
One fish.
One fish.
One fish. Okay, so Zoda underway with the toasters. Rufiou getting ready, I think, to do his first vertical skip. Looks like he's just a little off. So that took a long way up. And we're seeing got a variety of all kinds of numbers. We got a 3, a 1, a couple of 3s. So Zoda's done at 25.53. Very nicely done.
Oh, Rufiou! Ah, that's
little too close.
Yep.
Ooh.
With that said, for the people who joined in late, thank you for joining our Rockman 2 Any% tournament. We hope you are enjoying the show. And feel free to give the runners a follow, as well as the Speed Gaming channels 1 through 5, who are hosting a multitude of tournaments right now. Feel free to, have fun with those tournaments. And be sure to give the runners some support, because they are putting up quite a show for your entertainment.
Yeah, and we got 2 fish from on Zoda's screen. Take note, for those of you predicting 2 to 4, you're still in this.
Ah, crap. Well.
Yeah, so nice dragon fight from VonRufiou. Zoda's about to take on the Wily 3 boss.
Let's see how many jumps he gets. Almost.
Yeah, I don't think he did enough damage on his first jump to really set up the kill on the second jump. But still, 3 jumps is about what you'd hope for. 2 is optimized. Rufiou taking item 1 refill because of missing the vertical clip.
Yeah, that was an unnecessary menu there for him. I think he forgot he had more. Ooh.
So, nice item 1 skip from Rufiou. Yep. Zoda underway in Purple Hell. And this is a level that has decided many a race already in this tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Although, I'm not sure how significant an impact it would have in this, depending on the circumstances. But anything can and will happen. Nice vertical skip by Zoda, skipping the spikes. Rufiou getting delayed a little bit by item and health refills, small ones too.
Get off my keyboard, kitty. There we go. Yeah, there isn't really much to talk about for these little pieces. They're like simple skips to do, just using the iframes at your disposal.
Yeah. It is a lot of fairly precise execution all the same, and it is easy to make a mistake or slip. So Zoda, with limited in his item 1 inventory, is going to be a little careful here with his opening to the Wily 4 boss. But nice setup, very good. Gets the double. So didn't have any trouble with
yeah, this is this seems to be a solid setup. Yep, damage boosting through it, nice. And he has 2 shots. No, does he have 2 or 3 shots left?
2 shots.
2 shots.
So, but yeah, that's gonna be very useful for Wily Machine.
Yeah, so, yeah, they basically allow him to pretty much one-shot both stages of the Wily machine fight.
Provided your aim is accurate, but yes, Rufio finished Wily 2 at 24:23, 3.5 minutes behind where Zoda was at that stage, and Rufio and Zoda finished at 24:28 with Purple Howl. So Airman first for Zoda. That's interesting.
And that is 3 fishies.
3 fishy. So if you pick 3, you have if you guess 3, you have ESP. Congratulations.
You have the honor of being right.
So an interesting game one overall. It was pretty even for the first, right up until Woodman. That's where the things really kind of took us a major break. For those of you just joining us, Zoda and VonRufiou were pretty close to one another through 5 Robot Masters, but then VonRufiou went to Woodman 6th and had a really hard time executing the good wood skip, and actually took a game over, and that cost him a significant amount of time. Zoda didn't have any such trouble with his skip, so he had a pretty comfortable, he had almost a 3-minute lead going into the Wily stages, and was able to execute very cleanly to make that work. So SRL is indicating we're ready for game 2 of this match, so starting any minute now. So in terms of anything different happening for our runners in game 2, I don't imagine Zoda's gonna really be focusing on anything in particular. It's pretty solid and consistent. Maybe his Wily 1 skips, but that's about it. VonRufiou got like I said, a really good start, but game after starting with the Woodman, things just kind of fell off by the wayside for him. So hopefully he finds his form and is a little more solid overall with his execution from that point on. But we'll wait and see. Leading off as usual with Flashman. VonRufiou actually had a really good stage here. His execution was really strong in this level. Zoda had to take a few extra safety plays to compensate for some unintended damage he had taken. VonRufiou taking an unintended health refill there, but then Zoda taking an unintended bit of damage, so it kind of evens out. Zoda again below half health as he was in game 1. So I imagine he's going to take another safety strat here. Yep. So does VonRufiou's just going to go straight to down to the bottom here. So it's almost like a mirror of game 1 in terms of the strats and how they executed, but see how kind Flashman is this time around, because both of them got flashless kills in game 1.
Yep. And Zoda has to be careful though with the health that he has. It's not too concerning, but it will be punishing if he messes up.
Right.
And that's not an ideal section, nope.
He was able to avoid the shots, and
yep.
So a little more dramatic than he would have liked, but VonRufiou and Zoda both clear out. Rufiou's about 3 or 4 seconds ahead early on.
So, Pro, did you actually own the original game for the Nintendo Entertainment System?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, did you... did the manual recommend you which stages you should be taking as a first try for beginners?
I never bought it new. I always bought it from, well, at the time it was known as Funkoland, now GameStop. But from what I remember, there was no handy-dandy sort of instruction manual. They just gave you the game. And Blockbuster as well, I don't think had the instruction manual, or if they did, it was stolen by one of the renters at one point or another. So a lot of it for me in those days was based on just sort of guessing.
I own the original game, and the manual that said, and I was foolish enough to believe it, the manual mentioned that expert players should start with probably Metal Man, because he's a very difficult Robot Master, and beginning players would be better off playing against Flashman or Airman, because those were the easy stages.
Well, Flashman is a pretty easy stage, and
yeah, the Airman not so much, and I picked Airman.
Well, if you're doing it, if you're doing it casually, it's a little different. But yeah, metal. The one benefit of Metal Man is that weapon is so broken that you can do significant amounts of damage to a lot of enemies.
Oh yeah.
But it's not practical. Zoda not bothering with with Time Stopper here. He's just going to go right on through. Rufio is in pretty good health going again. He gets ready to face Heat Man.
Let's see, the great RNG boss of Mega Man 2.
Zoda's got to be a little careful here. He's down to one more body shot, and he's done.
Neither player getting a very favorable RNG. Not the worst, but that's a lot of 1 second.
Yeah. So Rufio, as expected, is done first. Zoda's got one more shot. Ooh!
Ooh! Almost bamboozled.
Yeah. So 2 down, 2 to go. Rufio clinging to about a 4 or 5 second lead. Have a more accurate determination after they finish Airman. That's how I do my splits. But so their execution, Airman in game 1 was exactly right. No problem with using item 1 to clear the chasm, the appropriate amounts of damage, the damage boosts, and we're just fine.
Did he despawn a mob there?
I think he did.
I didn't even know that was possible.
Chad, can we confirm if that's actually intended or if that's just a happy accident? That is not a happy accident.
Taking the scenic route there.
Yeah, Zoda almost had the same thing happen. Got a little too close and was able to jump on. Chad is confirming that was intended. So, I don't think I've seen. Oh boy, there. One too many damage boosts.
He's not set back too far, fortunately, but
no,
that's gonna hurt.
He's gonna have to take the long way around because he burned through all of his item 1. Nothing he can't handle, but he'll have good health at least going to Airman.
Considering he's a round behind, this will work on his nerves.
Yeah.
Like, you're already feeling the pressure of being 1 round behind, and then you have a mishap like that happen, and you're like, oh man.
Yeah, as you say, as far as mishaps go, it could have been worse. Although, also is going to
Zoda has to. Zoda.
Okay, he's fine.
He has it, yeah.
Did the right amount of damage boosting to get through the tornadoes, so he's done at 650. Rufio just starting with Airman. Gets him on the wraparound and is done at 704, so a 14-second difference between our runners through the opening section, the Robot Master stage.
And to a question in chat from Little Cow, yes, this is most definitely live. This is not a VOD. Zoda going off the Crashman stage. For the eternal climb that never ends.
Yeah. His item 1 skip was perfect game 1. See how this one goes. Yep.
Ooh, nice.
Very good. So he's gonna switch to Heat Man, because when you charge with Heat Man and die, just skip the death animation, go right on to the next part, puts him at the halfway point. So Rufio going with the safer item 1 skip here.
Zoda being just flawless in the jumping.
Good skip by VonRufiou, so it's probably about 25 seconds behind, because while his skip is a little safer, it's not as fast as what Zoda did.
Okay, Zoda just has a fantastic climb just there. Just flawless execution. Of course, as I say that, he mucks up the last one.
Yeah.
Cast the curse, it's a terrible weapon. A little bit of a country battle happening in chat between both countries. A little bit of the rivalry.
Yeah, Zoda taking care of Airman, no problem. Rufiou, not
Crashman. He already took care of Airman.
So halfway home, about 9 minutes. Took care of Flashman about 9:06 or something. So right on pace. So Quickman is 5th. Say nope to that extra life. VonRufiou probably will say yep, because he needs to get an extra life somewhere, and that's a freebie.
Rufiou will probably be taking all the extra lives he can get.
Well,
he's not going for a repeat of round 1.
Yeah.
I still wonder if he was aware that he needed that extra life for that Woodman sit.
I think he did. I just think he kind of had one of those moments like, I got to do something, so he went with what to him was probably the most expedient option at the time. And it may well have been, but it's not what you hope for. Zoda using Time Stopper to just run through this section. Zoda taking an extra life. Rufiou missed the first item 1 skip, gets it the second time around. Very nice. Zoda having a little trouble there. So he's gonna walk right in.
Not taking that extra life though.
Yeah. You take one, you're probably not going to take the other. Good clean Clashman fight from Zoda.
Yep, good pattern. Rufiou missing the zip there.
Yeah, he was going for the clip. He a little off on his timing. So Zoda taking the generally more accepted route of Metal Man.
Well, Rufiou, let's see. Getting a good pattern this time.
He missed, but he's luring him into the wall and got a double. So, good backup strat from Rufiou. Much better Quickman fight than he had in game 1. Yeah, he did take a death. Actually, now that I think about it, maybe, well, that really isn't where the rot kind of set in for him. It was really still Woodman, but the Quickman fight he had was not ideal.
What, in round 1, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, he took a death on Quickman.
Yeah.
Because he got that hyper-aggressive Quickman pattern.
Right. And I think he missed a Clash Bomb shot as well. Didn't help. So, if you're going to use flash strats here, go for a couple of minor skips, go a little faster. Oh, he missed. I think he's going to have to take on the dog.
He's going to have to, yeah.
Yeah, he missed that clip, and so he's going to go for, okay, he's going to, okay, he's fine. Like, that didn't look right at first, but it worked out for him. So Rufiou took a game over here because he didn't get the good wood skip correctly. So let's see if this is a little more favorable to him in game 2. Zoda getting started with his Woodman stage. Looks like execution looks right for Rufiou. Yep. Nice. Good. Very nice. See how nice this is when it all works out for you? Nice. We'll skip there by Zoda. Clips. Just about a fraction ahead of the dog. Rufiou gets inside the shield and takes care of Woodman. While Zoda's getting ready to do his good wood skip. Okay, setup good.
Yep.
Very nice. Thing of beauty when it works. Rufiou. Nice item 1 skip. I'm going to skip a significant chunk of the level. Very good. Very good Woodman fight. Rufiou missing. Fortunately, the corridor is a little tight, so I'm not even sure why he's bothering. Just it saves a half a second. I just go straight through.
It's a matter of principle, man. You want to demonstrate that you can do it.
I guess, but at a certain point, it's like, who are you trying to impress here?
Good little mini frog skip there.
It's interesting. Both runners.
That was good safety from Zoda there.
Yeah, I think his timing initially was off, so I think it's already in the back of his mind. Rufiou, no problem with Metal Man, so the gap is not quite as significant as it might have seemed at first. He's still about.
I'd say 30 seconds.
Yeah, he's about a half stage behind Bubble Man. So that's not ideal, but it's not nearly as significant as it was in Game 1 when he was 3 minutes behind going into the Wily stages. Setting up the item 1. No dice.
Zoda's timing being slightly off on a lot of tricks there.
Yeah.
Just gives us Filthy Casual something to look forward to.
Yeah,
like, I can do that.
He's not quite as on point as he was in Game 1, where he was at 1621 through when he took down Bubble Man. But ooh, okay, a double kill. That only works in the Robot Master stages. You do it in Wily, it's a death for you.
Yep.
Nice. There we go. That's what Rufiou and Zoda have been trying to do. Very nicely executed. So Rufiou's not that far behind going into the Wily stages. It's probably going to be about 45 seconds, if that.
Yeah, not really the end of the world. It's
no.
That's a time that can be easily made up for if Zoda even has a minor mishap. Like
right, 17:22 for Rufiou, so that's almost 2 minutes better than it was in Game 1. So 39 seconds behind going into the Wily, and Zoda's already having trouble. Going to a little extra item 2 ammo here. Not that it's really going to mean a whole lot, but might be applicable somewhere.
It could be applicable to Wily too if he decides to not go for the zip, but I can't really imagine that happening.
Probably not unless the only way I could even remotely seeing it happening is if he took a death here or something. Okay, he's getting a refill on item 1. No luck on the vertical skip. First vertical skip. Rufiou, I think, was 0 for 2 as well, and actually he fell trying to do the second one.
Yeah. Like, he came too close here and fell, and then he fell again on the bottom stage because he mistimed the jump.
Zoda gets the second vertical skip. Very nicely done.
Zoda playing to the beat of the music. As is your responsibility as a Mega Man.
Rufiou gets the vertical. Very good. Good dragon fight from Zoda.
Oh yeah, solid.
Put those mashing skills to work.
Zoda exiting Wily 1 at 25 seconds in, 1925.
Yeah. So Rufiou's fucking, if he does this cleanly, should be about 30 seconds behind, I'd say. Very nice.
I think you were on point with the 30 seconds.
Thereabouts, yeah.
29, close enough.
Cool, yeah, for government work, yeah. So, yeah. So, as it was in Game 1, get your fish predictions in. Be anywhere from 0 to 4. How many fish are we going to see in Wily 3? We had 3 in Game 1. What will it be in Game 2?
Is Kyle predicting a death somewhere with his 5?
Yeah, it's like he predicts 5, so that means somebody has to die in Wily 3.
Man, the disrespect for the runners there.
Well, it has happened, but it's pretty uncommon. What?
I'm just gonna go for 1 fish.
1 fish again. Stay consistent. Yep. So the toasters underway. Zoda's health isn't great, but he should have trouble managing this.
You have to think about what Wily was thinking when he was designing those levels and his 40s. Like, you know what this level needs? Area? A giant robot fish that only jumps up and does nothing else.
21:30 for Zoda. Rufiou's underway with the toasters. Rufiou, no problems. He's done at 21:53, so he is slowly nibbling away at Zoda's lead. It was 39 seconds after the Robot Masters. It's down to 23 seconds now. Your fit. 1 fish. 2 fish. Yes.
I watch Sesame Street. I can count.
Minimum requirement for watching that show. Know how to count.
And 3 fish.
3 again. So if you guess 3 again, well, we'll leave it at that.
And again, missing on 1 shot for Zoda.
Yeah. But Rufiou is not far behind. He had 2. Ooh, that was unintended, but
Fortunately, it wasn't a big refill for him.
Yeah, fractional amount of time, but we'll see what happens in Purple Hell. Zoda didn't really have any problems with the stage. Rufio, this is where his run actually came to an end in Game 1. Game over, and there's a couple of unintended deaths in the spike room. By then, Zoda had already finished, so he decided not to prolong this. Zoda did not get the skip, so he's going to have to do this a slightly longer way.
First time I played through this stage, I hated it so much with all the unexpected pits in it. Just why?
Yeah. Well, if you're a speedrunner in this game, you still hate this level because it has killed a lot, and I mean a lot of runs and a lot of races.
I mean, I get what the designers were going for, because this is a level that requires you to use bubble weapon to see where the hidden spots are.
Yeah.
It's clever, but it's not something that comes up to mind.
Yeah, Zoda missed item 1, but had to wait for the conveyor, the moving platform, to take him up. So, getting clash bombs set up.
And this is where Rufio died in the previous rounds. Or, no, wait, one screen after this.
So, good execution by Zoda.
Rufio, God, man.
Yeah.
That was way too close again.
Zoda's through at 25:09. So,
and he has 2 shots left.
So he didn't get the Rufio again, and kind of overshot on the zip as he did in Game 1. Rufio, I think, is a little low. Yep.
He has to be careful.
Yeah. He's got enough bombs to finish, but he's got to be precise with his next shot.
I don't think he does.
No, he
has 2 shots left.
There's 2 shots, but he can do 2 bombs. But he's got to get the first bomb correctly.
He doesn't have item 1 ammo anymore either, so if he drops here...
He's good.
Rufio, my heart, man.
But that cost him a significant amount of time. And he's now down almost a minute going into the refights.
Yep, Zoda has 2 crash bombs left for Wiley, and Rufio has none, so...
Yeah. He has no lives left. We probably won't take an intentional death here. That'd be crazy. This stage would be a little crazy, but... Zoda taking on Quickman, his 5th Robot Master, before going on to the metal fight, refights.
Zoda just playing out of his mind right now. Just ripping up everything.
Yeah, his execution hasn't been quite as clean or as precise as it was in Game 1, but he's really come through in the last couple of minutes here as he gets ready to take on Wily Machine. Okay, good first clash bomb.
And good seconds.
27:31, so he's looking at about a high 28 to close this out. Rufio taking on Heat Man. Done. So he's got 3 to go. All the Metal Man. All the bosses weak to Metal Man.
Does Metal Man really count as a boss in the refights?
Yeah, only in the context that you actually have to go into the room and fight him. Yes.
I mean, hi Metal Man, bye Metal Man.
Yeah, it's a 1-2 punch. One a little longer than usual, but Rufio said goodbye to him. Zoda had a little trouble in his refight with the alien, but this time, no problems whatsoever.
And GG to Zoda, and congrats on the 2-0 victory against VonRufiou.
Yeah, he finishes with an official SRL time of 28:32. Rufio, without Clash Bombs, had to use Heat Man as a backup, which is fine, and almost out of Metal Blades, just enough to clear him out, though.
Rufio looking at on a high 29.
Gonna be close. Probably like 30:05 or something, be my guess. Especially if he doesn't get this. Might be a little longer if he doesn't get this item 1 skip.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have item 1 ammo.
Yeah, he's got.
Like he does it, but not much. Nope, he misses it. Never mind.
He's gonna take an intentional death here. So we will go again. This time he's got a full stockpile of ammo.
Did he select item 2?
I don't think so.
No, okay, my bad.
Just may have looked that way. Much better. Oh.
And that's it for VonRufiou.
He finishes with an official SRL time of 30 minutes 40 seconds. So GG's to both runners for a entertaining display. Get them in for an interview here.
Right, while Pro is asking the players to come in for an interview, we do hope you enjoyed this tournament so far. Please stick around for a bit to listen to the players and what they have to say. And meanwhile, give the players a follow. I think they have deserved it. Give these speed gaming channels a follow for a multitude of tournaments happening right now. Yes and no. There's technically 8 speed gaming channels, but 6, 7, and 8 are not really in use just yet. The idea behind them was to use them for bots. Other tournaments are used too much, but I honestly am not aware of what the exact plans of them are. Right now, speed gaming 1 through 5 are in use.
I'm getting some feedback on yours, Bolt, in your audio.
I'm wearing a headset.
Do the restream then.
It has to be the restream then, yeah. Welcome,
Okay.
Zoda.
Hi.
Congrats on your victory.
Thank you.
How are you feeling?
Pretty good. You know, I practiced that shit ton for this race, so you know it's good to it's paying off.
Yeah. Game 1 was relatively smooth. Game 2, it seemed like there were a lot more of those little hiccups happening for you.
Yeah, game 2 was I don't know, just rust all over the place. Like nothing really came together.
It was only
other than Biggie.
It was only 27 seconds worse than game 1, but it did seem like, you know, a lot of those little things kept piling up on you.
Yeah,
welcome,
VonRufiou were like.
VonRufiou.
Yeah, VonRufiou was like the worst one, I think. Yeah, I knew that I only needed pretty much to get sub 30 to win the race, and I went into it with that mindset, so wasn't really too worried, even though I did a lot of small stuff. Like, as long as I didn't die or do a really bad game over, I was pretty sure I would win.
We welcome VonRufiou to the chat. GG.
Yeah, thanks, and hello.
So, you know, game 1, obviously, for you, Von, was a little rough. Was there anything you kind of, in between games 1 and 2, thought, okay, I just got to fix this and I'll be fine?
Yeah, the mistakes were like something I not normally do. Like, they were like very not regular. So I didn't like think like I have to fix this or that. I was just like, don't do stupid stuff. Okay. And my first race is always like pretty bad because my hands are shaking so much. I'm super nervous when I'm raced. So like the second game is always gonna be a little better.
Well, you were fine in game 1 all the way until Quickman, you took the death, and then that was unfortunate. But then Woodman, it's like the bottom just kind of fell out for you.
Yeah, that's it. That is something that I normally like I miss because that's like 3 jumps. I somehow like pressed like 1 jump too much, so I was too low there, and I didn't have enough like speed to get to the ladder. That's so strange, like the way to miss that. I didn't like that at all.
Right. So, but no, overall, yeah, game 2 was a lot better, and you know, it was getting really close, and then Wily 4 happened again. Everybody hates Wily 4, but
best stage in the game.
Yeah, the boss fight in Wily 4 caused you no end of grief in games 1 or 2.
Yeah, I love that boss and races, I guess.
Yeah, no luck, all skill.
Yeah, all skill. Yeah. It's a good boss. I really like it when I like it's for speed running. Like, for casuals, it's like horrible, but for speed running, it's a great boss. But I got when I hit the gate, I got the closer pixel when getting in, so the window is getting like smaller to get to the pocket. And I didn't get that, and that happened, and then it got like worse from that.
Right. So, Zoda, you're gonna move on to the quarterfinals. You'll play the winner of Shoka and Endy. Any thoughts on who you prefer to have, or is it gonna be really tough for you either way?
I think I'm gonna beat any one of them, so they can just bring it.
Wow,
it's gonna be a good match,
there we go.
But they're gonna lose.
All right, love the confidence. So, and Von, unfortunately, this is the end of the tournament for you. Thoughts on your performance?
Yeah, well, it was up and down a lot, but like I had a couple of good races, but I had a lot of like bad ones too. But I guess that's how I race for now. But let's see how the future is going to be.
Interesting races.
Yeah, exciting ones for sure. Like the one with the cashier was fun. Like my goal was to get like to the groups like this stage of the best 16.
Right.
The winning the cashier race was like cherry on the top, I guess. Like I'm content for now.
Okay. Anything else to add, Volt?
No, not really. I've greatly enjoyed watching Vaughn play his game as well as ZodaNOR. And it was a shame to see VonRufiou falling behind in round one, because that kind of took away a bit of the excitement, because it was just it was too much of a distance. But he made up for it a lot in round two, and why leave for? What can you say? That's just that match is just the equalizer of almost every race.
And
both of Soda's like paces in this one. These races are faster than my BB, so I had to play like very well to even be able to like be close to him. So I had a chance, but it was like real small one.
Yeah,
right.
It's kind of like me starting with like a minute head start and just have to like do big mistakes for it to be able to catch up.
Yeah.
It's kind of like at least how I look at it.
Yeah.
Well, thanks very much for joining us, and good luck to you, Zoda, in the quarterfinals.
Thank you.
And congrats again on VonRufiou on your performance. So I think that will do it for us. We have, I think, one match confirmed on the schedule. Let me just pull it up real quick. If anything's changed in the last couple of days. Okay, so yeah, 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, we have a second round match between Beef Watson 85 and Cool Kid, the 2 seed in the tournament. So that'll be interesting to see how that goes. Like VonRufiou, Beef Watson pulled an upset over a higher seed, I guess a higher seed. He was the 18 beating a 15 in 3 games, so we'll see if he carry that momentum into round 2. There will be 2 other second round matches, Prissy in Tokyo and Shoka and Endy at some point this week, I imagine. And we'll be moving right along to the quarterfinals. So until then, I'm ProA007. I was glad to do the commentary for you today, along with my co-commentator, Volt. Thank you very much.
It was my pleasure.
All right. So we'll see you all again very, very soon. Thanks.
Yep. Thank you all, chats. Hope you enjoyed the race. And until next time.
And give our runners a follow. They deserve it.